Have you ever been in a situation where someone around you just loses it? Maybe it's a coworker melting down over a deadline, a family member in a full-blown panic, or even a stranger having a public outburst. It's intense, right? Your heart starts pounding, your palms get sweaty, and suddenly their chaos becomes your chaos. It's a natural reaction, but what if you could be the calm in their storm? What if you could learn to stay grounded even when everyone else is falling apart? Today we'll be going to explore exactly that. How to become an anchor of stability when the world around you gets turbulent. This isn't about being cold or detached. It is about developing the inner strength to be genuinely helpful without getting swept away by the emotional tidal wave. First, let's understand why we get so easily pulled into other people's emotional turmoil. It's all thanks to our amazing brains and something called emotional contagion. Think about how a yawn can spread through a room. Emotions work in a similar way. We're wired for empathy, using mirror neurons to unconsciously mimic the feelings of those around us. This is a beautiful part of being human. It helps us connect and build relationships. But when someone is in a state of high distress, anger, fear, or panic hour, mirror neurons can fire up on overdrive. And before we know it, we're feeling their anxiety as if it's our own. The key isn't to shut this system down, but to learn how to manage it. The first step is simple: awareness. Just recognizing, wow, their stress is really affecting me right now, is a huge leap forward. It creates a tiny bit of space between their feelings and your reaction. So, how do you create that space? The most powerful tool you have is your own breath. It sounds almost too simple to be true, but it works. When you feel that secondhand stress creeping in, your body's fight or flight response kicks in. Your breathing becomes shallow and quick. By consciously taking control of your breath, you send a direct signal to your nervous system that you are safe. Try the box breathing technique. Inhale slowly for 4 seconds. Hold your breath for 4 seconds. Exhale slowly for 4 seconds. And then hold again for 4 seconds. Repeat this a few times. This simple act physically calms your body, slows your racing heart, and clears your mind. It's your emergency brake for emotional contagion. You can do it anywhere, anytime, and no one even has to know. It's your secret weapon for staying centered. Once you've anchored yourself with your breath, the next step is to practice mindful observation instead of immediate absorption. Picture yourself as a journalist or a scientist observing a phenomenon. Your goal is to understand what's happening without becoming part of the experiment. This means listening to the person who is upset, but with a slight mental distance. Notice their tone of voice, their body language, the words they're using. But here's the trick. As you observe them, also observe yourself. What are you feeling? Is your chest getting tight? Are you clenching your jaw? This dual awareness, observing them and observing yourself, keeps you from getting completely sucked in. You're not judging them or yourself. You're just gathering information. This creates a buffer, allowing you to think more clearly and decide on a helpful response rather than just reacting emotionally. Now, let's talk about boundaries. Staying calm doesn't mean you have to become a sponge for everyone's problems. Healthy emotional boundaries are essential. You can be compassionate and supportive without taking on their emotional burden as your own. A helpful way to visualize this is to imagine a clear, protective bubble around yourself. It's not a wall that shuts people out, but more like a permeable membrane. Empathy and compassion can flow out from you, but you don't have to let the raw, unfiltered panic or anger flow in. You can say things like, "I can see how incredibly stressful this is for you," which validates their feelings without you having to say, "I am also incredibly stressed now." This linguistic shift is subtle but powerful. It communicates care and understanding while reinforcing that their feelings belong to them and your feelings belong to you. Another crucial technique is to ground yourself in the present moment and in your physical body. When chaos erupts, our minds tend to race ahead, imagining all sorts of worst-case scenarios. Grounding pulls you back to the here and now. A simple way to do this is the 5-4-3-2-1 method. Silently, to yourself, name 5 things you can see around you. Then, For things you can physically feel: the chair beneath you, your feet on the floor, the texture of your shirt. Next, 3 things you can hear. Then 2 things you can smell. And finally, 1 thing you can taste, or just one good thing about yourself. This exercise forces your brain to focus on your immediate sensory experience, interrupting the cycle of anxiety and pulling your attention away from the emotional storm of the other person. It anchors you firmly in reality, where you are safe and in control of yourself. It's also important to remember what you can and cannot control. You cannot control another person's emotions or reactions. Trying to force someone to just calm down is often like throwing gasoline on a fire. It can feel dismissive and make them even more agitated. What you can control is your own response. You can control your breathing, your posture, and the words you choose. Instead of trying to fix their problem in the heat of the moment, focus on just being a calm, stable presence. Sometimes, the most helpful thing you can do is to simply sit with someone in their distress without trying to change it. Your regulated nervous system can actually help regulate. There's a process called your calmness can be a nonverbal invitation for them to find their own. So what does a helpful, calm response actually look like in practice? It starts with active listening. Let them talk. Don't interrupt. Don't offer solutions right away. And don't tell them they're overreacting. Use simple, validating phrases. That sounds incredibly difficult. I'm sorry you're going through that. I'm here for you. Keep your tone of voice low and steady. A calm voice is incredibly soothing to a dysregulated nervous system. Keep your body language open and uncross your arms. Maintain a comfortable distance and offer gentle eye contact. You are aiming to be a lighthouse, not a tow truck. You are not there to pull them out of the storm, but to be a steady light that guides them back to their own shore. Your presence, your non-anxious presence, is the gift. After the storm has passed, it's vital to take care of yourself. Absorbing even a little bit of someone else's intense energy can be draining. You need to decompress. This might mean taking a quiet walk, listening to some calming music, talking to a friend about your own experience, or doing a physical activity to shake off the residual tension. Think of it like a doctor washing their hands after seeing a patient. It's emotional hygiene. Acknowledge that you did a difficult thing and give yourself credit for staying grounded. Don't just rush on to the next task. If you consistently absorb stress without releasing it, you'll eventually burn out, and you won't be able to be that calm presence for anyone, including yourself. Developing the skill of staying calm takes practice. You won't be perfect at it overnight. There'll be times when you get swept up in the drama, and that's okay. The goal is progress, not perfection. Each time you find yourself in one of these situations, see it as an opportunity to practice. Practice your breathing. Practice grounding yourself. Practice setting that emotional boundary. The more you do it, the more it becomes your default response. You'll build an inner resilience that not only benefits you by keeping your own stress levels down, but also has a profound positive impact on the people around you. You become a source of stability, a safe harbor in a turbulent world. In the end, learning to stay calm when others are breaking is one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself and to the world. It transforms you from a passive victim of circumstance into a quiet leader who can hold space for others with strength and compassion. It allows you to connect more deeply without losing yourself in the process. So next time you feel that wave of secondhand panic start to rise, remember to breathe, observe, ground yourself, and know that by managing your own state, you are doing more to help than you could ever imagine. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it. Until next time, stay calm.